What's going on, guys? It's Meek and Woo from FTR here to give you another video. If you haven't had a chance to check out our last video, post-free agent buy-sell targets, please make sure you check that out on the FTR YouTube channel. Today, we're going to give you Dynasty Cornerstone players. These are all players that are under the age of 26, and we're going to highlight for you based on the film why we like them, and if you're in a Dynasty league, maybe why you want to target them. I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to give you your first one. It's going to be Caleb Williams from Chicago, the quarterback out of Chicago. He is 23.3 years old. Here are some positives I'm going to give you. He is top 10 in these categories. He was number 2 in dropbacks, number 4 in scrambles, number 7 in attempts, and he was number 10 in big time throws, which is very important in the NFL. So when you look at the film, you see a lot of scrambles, and this is something he added to his game in the second half of the year. Picked up first downs and picked up some fantasy points, and then also he flashed for you with some big time throws to whether it was DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze. But the negative here, that comes with Caleb Williams is he took 67 sacks, which is most in the NFL. And the Chicago Bears saw that. Ryan Poles, general manager, and he made these changes, right? They pick up Drew Dahlman in free agency. They trade for Jonah Jackson and Joe Thuney. Ben Johnson is now the head coach. They also have the number 10 pick. So I expect stability going forward for someone like Caleb Williams, and could have a big year in 2025. Who's the next player we have for Cornerstone?
Yeah, I got Achane here, running back for Miami. He's a 23-year-old running back, and he is definitely the lead back in Miami. There is not a lot of competition over there for him. Raheem Mostert was released this offseason. Jeff Wilson and Jalen Wright are still there, but there is not enough for me to be nervous about Achane's production being taken down. In the second half of last year, weeks 9 through 18, he led running backs in targets, receptions, and reception touchdowns, which is huge for PPR formats and for running backs having that extra set of fantasy points they can accumulate on a week-to-week basis. When it comes to the film, Miami prioritizes him in the passing game. He is super effective in that aspect. He was second in running back targets in 2025, and by PFF grade, he was ranked 5th out of receiving for all the running backs.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one that you're going to want to have is Puka Nacua, wide receiver from the Los Angeles Rams. Puka Nacua is 23.8 years old, and LA is already making him the focal point in the offense. They released Cooper Kupp this offseason, signed Devontae Adams, who's 32 years old, not a lot of time left for him, so he won't be long in LA. And then the next best receivers there are Tutu Atwell and Jordan Whittington. Puka Nacua had a rough season this past year, but he was the highest rated receiver according to PFF with a 93 grade out of all wide receivers. And the second half of the year when he was healthy, he ranked 5th in was the wide receiver 5 in PPR, was 5th in targets, 3rd in receptions, and 5th in yards. And you really see that on the film when you watch that. Los Angeles is, prioritizing him as the focal point and wanting to get him the ball as much as possible. Even with, Kupp in that offense last year, he stepped into a alpha wide receiver 1 role.
All right, so our next guy is going to be Drake London, another 23-year-old and another receiver. He has had 3 straight seasons with at least 100 targets, which is huge. We want opportunities for our players, and he's getting them. In 2024, he had solid, competent QB play, a little bit of Kirk Cousins, and some Michael Penix Jr. mixed in at the end of the year. During this season, he was 5th in targets, 7th in receptions, and 4th in yards. When it comes to the film, he demands targets. Atlanta's really good at mixing him around and lining him up in different spots to get him the ball. This is all intentional on their part. And he's worked in 40% in the slot and 60% out wide. So they really want to get this guy the ball any way that they can. He's super reliable and has great hands. And there's no immediate competition when it comes to the rest of the wide receiver room. So there will be a trend of London getting 100% or 100 plus targets on a season-to-season basis. One thing we need to pay attention to is, can London build a strong connection with Penix Jr.? We only saw them play together 3 times last season. It was the last 3 games of the year. But in those games, Drake London had 8 targets, 13 targets, and 18 targets respectively. So that's a positive sign that we like to see.
Absolutely. And the last cornerstone I'm going to give you is Trey McBride, tight end from Arizona. Trey McBride is 25.3 years old, and he actually just signed a 4-year extension worth $76 million. So he's locked up in Arizona for the next 4 years. He was the second ranked tight end by PFF, had an 86.8 PFF grade, which is you'll love to see. And out of qualifying tight ends, he was second in targets and he was second in receptions. He actually tied the tight end reception record. Obviously, we know Brock Bowers broke that record, but he was also second in yards. And when you look at the film, you see Arizona always trying to work him the ball. He had 113 receptions, and that's not just out of nowhere. They want to get Trey McBride the ball. They want to get him rolling. And he had all of these phenomenal stats with just only two touchdowns last year. So you could definitely see touchdown progression going in 2025. And the only other competition he has in Arizona is Marvin Harrison Jr. So those are some Dynasty Cornerstone players that you might want to have. Please make sure that you like this video. Subscribe to Fantasy Trading Room. Make sure you check us out on Fourth and Fantasy Podcast. But appreciate you checking it out, and see you later.
Have a good one.